Welcome to Digital Hospitality. My name is Shawn Walchef. This is a CaliBBQ.Media podcast, and we have a very special episode because we are here with a person we all love, Derek Marso, my Behind the Smoke podcast co-host for this very special episode that we're recording at the Del Mar Races, Bet on Barbecue weekend, day before our 4th annual event. Welcome, Derek.
Deja vu.
Deja vu. It's like riding a bike.
Dude, it feels like we just did this.
Just last year.
Yeah,
literally.
Exactly.
Yeah.
At this exact spot. It's beautiful, man. I really can't say enough about this venue. The more we come here, the people that work here, Craig Dato, Chris Barr, the people that we get to work with and throw this event, it makes it exciting for us, and it allows us to do what we do best. You know, they do what they do best, and they allow us to do what we do best. And I think it's a great partnership that we came up with 4 years ago.
Yeah, it's something incredible. We're here at Del Mar, California. We have the Pacific Ocean, probably, a 7-iron? Maybe your 7-iron. You can get to the ocean.
I can hit a pitching wedge over there, boy.
Well, hold on. Let's send some competition. Who's the better club golfer here? Let me know now. Be honest.
Derek by far is the better golfer.
Okay, all right.
But yeah, today's very special because all the way from ATL, we have Chef David Rose,
What's going
Big
on,
Green
San
Egg
Diego?
ambassador, and now a close friend after Brian from Hot Sauces and More. Along with Sierra Select and Big Green Egg, they brought Chef David Rose out for San Diego Egg Fest.
I hear that California might be somewhere that you might want to reside at some point. So we got to do.
It's very tempting. I'm out here a lot in LA,
Right?
And now San Diego apparently barbecue and grilling. So
Right.
I don't know. It's looking pretty tempting. Looking pretty good right now.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for coming out to our event. You
Thank
know,
you for
like
having
Shawn
me.
said, it's cool to be able to throw these events and do this, and we're just thrilled that people like you keep putting out the positivity of barbecue, shine a positive light, because that's truly what we try to exude is it's so easy to be negative sometimes, and just put out that positivity, uplift, tell people what we're doing, how we're doing it, why we're doing it, and get people vested in barbecue, because it's something that everybody can do. If you have a grill, well, look, if you have fire and you have wood, you can fucking grill, right?
Exactly.
So like, get out and do it.
True story.
Try, experience, do the experiments, and understand that you're going to fail sometimes, and some of your products going to come out pretty bad. But when it turns out good, man, there's nothing more rewarding.
True
100%.
story. No truer words could have been spoken, my friend. I agree.
I think one of the most important things is, in order to put on events, you have to have sponsors, and we have to have incredible people that back, what our vision is to put this event on. And, 4 years into it, like I said, we had to convince Del Mar Thoroughbred Club and Craig Dato and Chris Barr, Walker McBride. We had to convince them that it was a good idea to let a bunch of professional barbecue teams load in on the $1 Million Horse Race. It's a logistical, lots of moving parts, but they bought into it. And then we had U.S. Foods, who's, at Cali Comfort, they're our primary vendor. They bought in as partners, and Big Green Egg, of course, and Hot Sauces and More. And, really one of the things that we've found, Brian Bushfield from Hot Sauces and More, he's one of the people that not only has participated in the events, but as he owns hot sauce business as well as sells Big Green Eggs, he's bought into what we're trying to accomplish. And because he's done that, he's brought out people like you. And the first time we met you, Derek and I have been doing this for a long time, and celebrity chefs sometimes that might come with a lot of baggage, to be frankly honest. This is Behind the Smoke, so I'm not bullshitting you.
Preach.
Yeah,
I only want red Skittles. I mean, he was open for having any color.
I don't want my red purple Skittles touching. Separate bowls,
Right.
separate Skittles.
100%. So, well, let's dig into your background. Now, tell us how does one become a celebrity chef?
First off, I don't acknowledge myself as a celebrity
Well,
chef.
according to this poster, we're pimping you as a celebrity chef. So,
Hey, man, I truly think as far as my journey, how I kind of ended up where I'm at, I've always kind of been a gregarious person. My dad, one of the nicest guys in the world. I've probably seen him mad for a split second my entire life, and it was probably something I did to kind of bring that on. So I'm definitely my dad in that regards. Whatever I do, whatever I put my heart into, I give 110%. And just, me being a chef, it's something that I love to spread happiness. I love to spread good vibes, and I really, truly believe, as cheesy as it may sound, whatever you put in the universe, you get back tenfold. So whatever I do, I always do my best. So I just think, that happiness, that pride in my work, that passion is contagious, and I guess that kind of led me to the celebrity chef moniker, but I'm all about the people. I'm a man of the people. I love meeting people, spreading happiness through food, cracking jokes, talking smack, hanging with you guys. And I just think, if you put, 110% whatever you do, the universe will eventually recognize that and reward you,
You're talking about how it might be cheesy with those sayings, but I think the older I get, the more I realize all those things make a lot of sense. Because I do the same thing, right? Where I'm thinking, I'm like, you get what you put in and all this stuff. And I'm like, man, there's really something to be said with that. Like I really, really, truly believe that. And everything seems to work itself out.
Yeah.
And if you're just being a positive person and doing positive things, things fall into place, man. They really do. And you can do what you love.
Yeah.
If you do it positively, things will work themselves out. They really do. And you'll find yourself just doing, like you said, what you love.
Yes.
You get to do it all the time. Get to be around people.
Exactly.
And it's the same thing, man. We get to joke, bullshit, and talk shit and do all our thing and have fun at the same time. It's a glorious thing. I'm excited to be a part of this West Coast barbecue movement with Shawn, and it's a cool thing.
So when did you fall in love with not just food? Because I know you have a deep culinary background with both your mother and your father. You come from a big family. But when did you fall in love with food I can actually do this for a living? When did that click?
That's a good question. I've been in the restaurant industry, the hospitality industry, as long as I can remember. One of my first jobs was at the Howard Johnson Hotel.
How old? How old were you?
How old? I was 13.
Wow.
And I probably was working there illegally. I might have been. I was going to say.
That's how we roll in the restaurant business. Let's be serious.
So no repercussions. But I was probably 13. I was doing room service. I was a busboy, barback, dishwasher, food runner. So just, I've done every single position, from mat to server to bartender to chef. And, I knew very early on I love cooking, but like owning a restaurant, the late grinds, you have early mornings, late nights, no weekends, no social life. Even though I loved cooking, for me, that particular path was not for me. So I set out to kind of do my own thing, kind of formulate my own niche, where I love cigars, I love grilling, I love motorcycles, I love, all these different passions and hobbies, and I found a way to kind of bring it all together, make it super duper organic, and just, make a career out of it. And there was no template, there was no formula, there was no blueprint before me, so a lot of it was trial and error, a lot of failing, but in that failing you learn. You learn from those mistakes, and you kind of adapt and adjust and evolve. And I think, just me doing that first year out of culinary school as a line cook at the Four Seasons Hotel, it kind of showed me there's definitely money in the business, but I'm a very free spirit, and I'm gonna do something. I gotta do it my way. I don't know about you guys. You guys seem like you're some pretty big.
Like our way.
It's the table of Mavericks right here at this table. So from there, I was like, I'd rather do it my way and fail than do it somebody else's way and just kind of be mediocre. Like I piss excellence, you guys piss excellence, and whatever I do, I'm gonna give it 110%. And I've been fortunate that it's caught on after a while, and brought me here. So I'm a happy dude.
Was there a special moment where you're going from a line cook to, okay, I want to do something bigger. I want to be a personality. I want to do an audition. Is there something that happened along the way, or someone that maybe inspired you to, hey, maybe you should do that?
Yes, and actually it wasn't food related at all. I ride a Harley. Huge biker. I love
Street
riding.
glide, road glide.
Harley Davidson.
Okay.
It is a 2010 Fat Boy Low, fully matte black, old school kind of 1950s rocker, bobbed out, big old ape hangers.
There you go.
Fishtails, matte black. And I had a chance encounter with the head of marketing for Harley Davidson, and at the time it was 2012. They were just kicked off a campaign. It was called Iron Elite, where they were celebrating African American riders and Harley Davidson history. And I told him, it would be a huge disservice for you to not come to Atlanta and take advantage of the Black African American, biker society. And from there, they filmed there, did some stuff with them. They filmed us riding from Atlanta to Daytona, and I did a series of 3 videos, and they made a commemorative patch where they used a picture of me on my bike. And then from there, I guess I kind of went on tour, different dealerships, doing that. And then I was like, this is pretty cool. Let me find a way of incorporating food, grilling, and, Big Green Eggs into this. So from there, these events, I'd show up, and I'd also grill and barbecue and smoke and kind of worked up steam from there, and just started capturing content, I don't know what the hell I was doing. I don't know nothing about production, camera work, editing. When I took out a loan, hired a bunch of camera workers, a bunch of editors, a bunch of filmographers, videographers, and just started capturing content. A lot of it, looking back now, I'm like, what the hell was I thinking? Sure. But by trial and error, I found that it ignited a spark in me, where it was nothing that was done before, but it was something I kind of wanted to continue doing it. And I just was hooked from that point on. And then from there, Food Network star, working with Nissan, Steve Harvey's show, filming with CBS, being here with you guys. And it was a natural evolution where I didn't know what the hell I was doing, but I knew that there was something there that I needed to pursue, and I'm glad I did,
You knew you wanted to keep doing it.
I wanted to keep doing it.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell it was, but I knew it felt good.
You can incorporate all the things you love.
Exactly.
And, you're going to win.
Yeah.
It's a win at life, right?
Yep, and I sit back now at this day in my life, I'm like, how the hell did I get here? But I just know that I just kept pushing forward. I didn't know where that road would bring me, but I just kept persevering, and I'm blessed. I'm thankful.
That Food Network, was that really the aha moment where things blew up for you?
Yes.
And take us back to auditioning. How did you find out about it?
Yes.
The whole audition tape, all of that.
Yeah, through this self-produced content, which was pretty crazy off the wall. There was no direction. Looking back now, it was horrible. But, it's not the internet. It looked cool. It was like motorcycles, helicopters, bunch of cool, like a Michael
Diddy
Bay
video
movie / P. Diddy movie. It looked cool.
Nice.
I caught the attention of a producer at Food Network, and we talked. They loved me as a personality. Like, what, we love you. We want to do something with you, but we don't know exactly what to do with you. But how do you feel about doing Food Network star? And I don't know if you guys watch reality TV. You pretty much give them free reign to do whatever they want with your likeness. But something told me, it's like, do it. So I jumped on there, did it, met some lifelong friends. Love Bobby, love Giada. Bobby's a hip-hop head from New York, so one of the nicest guys, talented, down to earth. Got some really lifelong career lessons from Bobby. And out of 13 finalists, I finished 6th. And how else did I get eliminated by Bobby Flay? We cooked off head-to-head. I made shrimp and grits. They say he won, but I don't know. Bobby, if you're listening,
check the tapes.
I'm waiting for that rematch. Rewind.
Right.
But from there, man, I didn't win, but it's been like a roller coaster ride where I've just been on fire, and just stuff I would have dreamed of doing years back. I'm actually in the middle of it. On my bucket list, I was thinking about, I wrote down Steve Harvey's show, Today's Show, CNN, and I've done so many of these shows, and it's like a surreal moment where I'm there and just knowing that even though you weren't comfortable or 110% sure at that moment, that inert kind of, urging that's inside of you that's pushing you, do it, and you look back, you're like, you know what? I'm glad I did it.
I'm sure there's a lot of people that are out there that listen, that watch, that follow, and they have a dream. They want, they want to be on Food Network. And, what kind of, were you scared?
I don't say I was scared. I'm a very much a overt kind of extrovert kind of person. I'm out there. I love people, talking to people. I wasn't scared, but there's definitely some level of nerves.
Yeah.
Where you see these people on TV. You've watched him, 10, 20 years. Bobby Flay. I remember one of the first shows I watched on Food Network was Boy Meets Grill on Food Network, and also Emerald. And just kind of looking at those guys, kind of looking up as sort of a template or a roadmap for them trying to go. So it's intimidating, and there's nerves, but I wasn't scared.
Yeah. I mean, I think one of the coolest things for us is, seeing Barbecue Brawl and Bobby Flay, seeing the reality shows are really highlighting barbecue. You know, barbecue specifically. Amy Mills being on there. She's from 17th Street Barbecue. We've had her on the Behind the Smoke podcast. Mo Caisson's also on there. We've had him on. You know, people that are really barbecue family, tied into the barbecue community. What? How do you see, you know, the next generation of barbecue personalities? How do you see that happening, you know, as far as media goes?
I definitely think that, you know, as far as grilling, smoking, barbecue, it is the first way man learned how to cook. Fire, meat, over the fire, boom. But I do love seeing how technology and gadgets is kind of, you know, taking a place in there where you have like the different probes and, you know, sous vide methods, reverse grilling, all the different types of grills and accessories. I now see a lot more, you know, I'd say fine dining chefs or like classically trained chefs now dabbling and now opening up barbecue restaurants. Case in point, Michael Simon just opened up a restaurant that heard really, really good in Vegas. And I like to see that, you know, barbecue's kind of been a unsung hero for a lot of, you know, history, where it's great food, phenomenal food, but kind of considered as lowbrow. You know, but I like seeing that it's coming out more on the forefront, where you now have different spots that are now
Michael Mina and Aisha Curry
winners that are Q masters, and that's unreal. 10, 20 years ago, you would never think of a barbecue grill master or a pit master being James Beard nominated, and now it's happening more and more and more, and Food Network's pushing it out. They're kind of seeing that kind of, you know, evolution, and I love it. I'm all about it.
No, it's amazing. You get to see all the different variations of what people are doing and how it's transpiring. Because I mean, it used to be, you know, you'd cook big roasts for big families, and it'd be a low income people that are cooking for big families, and now you're getting, you know, Wagyu briskets from Snake River Farms that are fucking $200, $300, and you know, you're being so delicate with it, and it's a delicacy, and you know, creating burnt ends out of that are, I mean, some of these A5 Wagyu briskets that are coming out are just like, oh my God, man, I can't. And you're starting to see people that are classically trained, like, oh, I think we can do something with that. I think we can do it, and we can actually make something of this. It's really cool to see the progression. It's really cool to see everyone kind of saying, okay, this is, like you said, first thing, fire and wood. That's how we made it. And everyone can do it. And now people are really, really starting to see that it's good. You can, you know, you can grill, you can do all that stuff, and it's for everybody. It's not just for any type of fan. It's for everyone. Everyone can do it.
Is there a reason you fell in love with motorcycles?
I think it was kind of in the blood. My great uncle rode motorcycles. My dad rode motorcycles. I'm very much a thrill seeker. I'm kind of the wild child. Out of 8 kids, I'm the last.
Really? Last?
That rides motorcycles, works out, you know. And I just always love adventure. I always love seeking the thrill. And I'm like, you know, hey, you got one life. I don't know what's waiting for me on the other side. Hopefully pearly gates. It might be fire. I don't know. I'm hoping for the first thing. But while I'm here, I'm gonna ride this ride we call life till the wheels fall off. You know.
Motorcycles are fun, man. I've had them for my whole life as well, and you know, I think I'm gonna get back on. I'm probably gonna get a street glide.
You run that by the wife?
I did. She actually. She did.
If you're listening,
call in. She didn't want me to have one early. Now I think, you know, traveling to La Jolla, I can cut through traffic a little bit easier. So
how nimble you can be cutting through traffic.
Speaking of cutting out traffic, I love to ride. I'm a comfortable rider, but you guys are a special kind of crazy. With that lane splitting, I don't trust nobody that much. Hell to the no. Nah.
It's you know, you just make sure that you got some nice pipes on the bike so they can hear you coming, and they usually get out of the way. It's but I mean, literally from my house in Humul to La Jolla, if I take my car, sometimes with traffic, it can be an hour and a half. On a motorcycle, it's going to take me 35 to 45 minutes because I can cut. And I'm by no means, I'm not like going crazy through the traffic. I'm being cautious, but it really, for me, I hate not being in control of things. And when the variable is traffic and I need to go pick up my kids or I need to go do something, I can get through it.
So the kids ride too?
No, I'll drop my truck off at the store in Spring Valley, or my motorcycle off, and then take my truck to go pick up the kids.
And I don't know about you, man. Like, I can have a less than phenomenal, less than stellar day, like, you know, really in the dumps. But if I get on that bike, like, all my worries, all my cares, it just kind of clears your mind.
Yeah.
So if one thing you take away, motorcycles are a hell of a lot cheaper than a psychiatrist.
Right.
And I love it. It's my mistress, it's my release,
Right.
and it just gives me a quality of life that, you know, I would not have as if I didn't have the motorcycle, because it's so freeing and liberating for me.
Do you go on long rides ever, or are you doing more city riding?
I ride that bike everywhere.
Yeah.
I did Miami and back, from Atlanta to Miami and back in 36 hours. I'm always up in the Georgia mountains. I've done Mississippi, I've done Tennessee, I've done North Carolina, South Carolina. So I'm right there with you. Street glide, road glide. I'm going to do the coast to coast ride, Atlanta to LA.
There you go.
Back for the next 2 years.
Don't forget San
Wow.
Diego.
You can quote
You better come back.
Of course, come on
If
now.
you're in
San
LA, you
Diego
better come
too.
on down the road.
All
Yeah.
up and down.
There
All
you
up and
go.
down.
Well, you know, with these new motors now and the 6 speeds that they have in them, you know, I used to drive an old 88 and
Yeah.
then went to the 96 and then the 103. Some of these SVO motors out there now, I mean, shit, stock that are coming out with 130 horsepower.
Oh, yeah, man.
On my 96, I put a turbo on it and that got up to 147 on the dyno.
Yeah.
And that was like unheard of.
Yeah.
Now you can make that horsepower no problem. And
Exactly.
it's smooth.
Yep.
You know, it's a great horsepower, and especially, you know, bigger guys. It's to move us around. Sometimes it takes a little bit more. So, you know, and I'm a speed junkie as well. So I like to get going sometimes. And
Yeah.
with those street glides with the
Exactly.
nice, it's fun.
And I'm
It's
a
fun.
speed junkie also. I think that's why I opted for a Harley.
Right.
Because you could only go so fast in a Harley, you
Yeah.
know? So those speed bikes, those sport bikes, I know myself too well to know what I do on one of those. So scale it back.
You
Get a
have
hog.
to. You have.
Yeah.
When I went to college out in Kansas, and my freshman year, my buddy Jerry Tongai
Yeah.
had a crotch rocket.
Yeah.
He got picked up by
I love that name, by the way.
the Atlanta Falcons. He got
Yeah.
picked up by the Falcons.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, you can ride the bike while I'm gone. I'm going to come back and get it in 6 months.
Yeah.
I would go from Manhattan, Kansas, to Topeka, which is like
You said Manhattan?
Kansas, yeah.
Okay.
Not New York.
Okay, I'm like, damn,
Yeah.
a crotch rocket.
Yeah, we would go from there to Topeka, which is about a hour
Yeah.
drive,
Okay.
and I'll get there like in 25 minutes. And no helmet, right? Just an 18-year-old, just so stupid. There's no helmet laws in Kansas.
Wow.
I mean, I'll be doing wheelies.
Yeah.
And it's like that was the dumbest thing I've ever done in my life. So I know I can
You need to
never.
give your guardian angel a raise.
Yeah,
'cause-
I could never
Yeah.
own them again
Yeah.
because I know same way myself. I just can't do it. I know
Yeah.
I know what I'm good at, and
Yeah.
I'm not good at controlling myself on bikes that go real fast.
Exactly. I'm a real big person that's big on nostalgia and, like, you know, nothing more classic, nothing more epic. I'm an 80s baby, so, like, you know, seeing like Terminator.
You're
on
elder
that
elder
fat boy.
millennial.
Yeah, huh?
Yeah,
I'm like in the
you're
cusp.
fringe.
What am I?
I'm
What
a
am
fringe.
I?
I'm a fringe millennial
Okay,
too.
see, I'm right there with you, so-
2000. I
Yeah.
graduated high school.
Yeah, me
So I'm a
too.
Y2K baby.
Yeah, same here.
Right.
Same here.
The world ended in 2000.
It did, but
Yeah.
nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
I'm like, wait,
We're
okay.
millennials, but we're not.
Yeah.
We're kind of just a little bit on the fringe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, like, seeing that, you know,
Terminator
Terminator
2.
and Easy Rider, like, you know, that definitive noise that a Harley makes, the boom, 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 boom,
Yeah.
boom, 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 boom. Like, I'm all about that V-twin engine sound, man. I love it. I love my bike.
I mean, even when I hear them, I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll try to pick out what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
that's gonna be
yeah,
I mean,
hearing it,
that's an
yeah.
old that's an '88.
Exactly.
That's gonna be, you know, I'll try to pick out what motor it is.
Yeah,
It's it's fun.
Yeah.
Do you have buddies out there that you ride with?
Yeah, I used to ride at the bike club, actually. Shout out to Iron Bread Bike Club. We ride metrics, Harleys, and cruisers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all we rode. And it was like highly customized. Like, to be a part of the club, you have to have a customized motorcycle. And they kind of got me real big on the customization of motorcycles.
You've seen some of these now, man. They got like
Yeah.
26, 28-inch front wheels and stuff, and
You can't
crazy.
ride on that,
no.
man. It's a beautiful show bike, but it's like
Yeah.
practical riding. You ain't getting too far.
No,
That's a
it's-
bar hopper.
You got a system on it? No.
Fat Boy, just bone stock as far as the music on their audio.
Yeah.
Just the ape hangers, fishtails. I got the Road King set up, a couple Arlen stand, you know, kind of accessories.
Sure.
And I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
Like you said, it is. It's just something about it that's just extremely
Yeah.
liberating.
Exactly.
It just kind of allows you to be
Yeah.
in your
Yeah.
own and do your thing. And
Yeah.
No one can be bugging you. You're not reading a
Exactly.
text message. You're not getting a phone
Yeah.
call. You're going. You're one with that road.
Yeah.
And you just figure out, I don't even know where I'm going. I don't know.
Exactly. Just get out there.
But
so
babe,
many
where are you going?
yeah.
I don't know.
Exactly.
But I'm going to go.
And before
And
you
I'm
know
probably
it-
going to go fast.
Before you know it, 2-3 hours are gone. I don't know what birds feel like when they're
Yeah.
flying, but I'm pretty sure riding a motorcycle is the closest thing to it.
Absolutely.
What about you, Sean? What are you riding on? Do you ride?
I don't ride. No,
Okay,
I'll kill myself. I
this is our
rode
next
a
mission right here.
scooter in Uruguay, and
Huh?
I almost killed myself in front of a double-decker bus.
Okay, you got to tell me this
Yeah,
story.
it was
now.
bad. It was seriously bad.
From beginning to end, what happened?
Well, I went there with Corey
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and Steggy from college. We went down there. We were down in Argentina. They were out there traveling, and
Yeah.
we're like, let's go to Uruguay. So we went to Uruguay. Of course,
Yeah.
a couple of Americans, stick out like a sore thumb. We went to the little scooter shop. We're like, oh, this is gonna be great. We're gonna smash all over the island. I'm like, I am fucking terrible on a bike, any kind of bike. I mean, I'm surprised I can ride a regular bicycle. But we get there.
Yeah.
The owner of the shop, he basically is telling us in Spanish that he won't rent us the bicycles.
Why not?
And I didn't speak Spanish well enough to know what he was saying, but I know he was angry. We're like, whatever, here's our credit card, we're gonna pay for it. And literally, I get right on the bike, floor it,
Yeah.
right out of the shop, off the sidewalk, in front of the double-decker bus that's
Yeah.
literally coming to bring more Americans, and almost killed me. Crashed right in front of the hotel lobby. Later that night, we were out at the bar.
Yeah.
This guy and his daughter who had come to Uruguay, they're like, "Oh my God, are you the person that almost killed themselves on the scooter?" They're like, "I was so embarrassed for Americans. Why the fuck did you do that?" I was like, "Come on."
We got to deport you now.
Well, the
Right.
best part is
Can't claim
on the helmets it said winner.
Yeah.
It said winner on the helmets.
Okay.
It wasn't a winner.
No.
I was definitely not a winner that day.
You want me to tell you where you went wrong?
Please tell me. Besides
By-
getting on the bike.
By riding a scooter.
Yeah.
By riding a scooter.
Yeah, so forget about the motorcycle. I can't even ride a fucking scooter.
Are we
It's
going
pretty
to help
pathetic.
you out, brother?
All right,
are you
help me out.
open? Are you willing to give it a try?
That has to be discussed with my Bulgarian wife.
Oh, okay, all right.
And
What-
she can ride, so she could ride better than I
What's
can.
her name?
Her name's Rositza.
Rosita, if you're listening, we're taking Shawn on a ride. It's cool. we're pros right here. Me and Derek, so don't worry about it. We got you.
Perfect.
When was the first time you rode?
First time I rode, I was 18. My cousin, they rode sport bikes.
Okay.
It was a Ninja.
Yep.
Yeah, Ninja. I don't remember the CCs on it, but it was a
600, I
Ninja. Yeah,
bet.
probably yeah.
Yeah, the old 600
Bright green and red, the ugliest paint job. But I was hooked, man. That speed, the way it responded to
Yeah.
the throttle being twisted, like
When you hit that power band on those
done deal.
sometimes,
Yeah.
and you get that power band on it,
Yeah.
you're like, zzz,
Yeah.
and you start, you're like, holy
Yeah. It
shit.
kind of lifted up.
Yeah.
A little mini wheelie. I was done.
See, I was
done.
I was riding when I was, God, 8?
Uh huh.
Eight.
What, dirt bikes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
8, 10 years old, something like that. Quads, dirt bikes,
Yeah.
and everything like that. And
Yeah.
we had houses in Mexico, and we'd go down there and ride. And I mean, so it was just always. And then we would, get dirt bikes when we were, 16, 17,
Yeah.
and we'd ride through neighborhoods
Yeah.
and people's yards and
Yeah.
shit. And like,
Just tearing their-
like,
tearing their
and like a
landscape
two
up.
strokes, like,
Yeah.
like jumping, but just being complete assholes.
Yeah.
So
It's,
funny.
and then. Again, once that was over, and I realized I'm blowing too many top ends on these. I'm a little
Yeah.
bit too big for these
Yeah.
bikes. I probably
Yeah.
need to get something a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
Ended up getting the Harley and getting
There
into
you
that.
go,
and
man.
I'll never leave. That's
You can't beat it.
that is it, man.
Can't beat it. So we gonna work on you, bro.
Yeah,
Okay,
we're
work
gonna
on
get
it.
you.
Work
We're
on
gonna
it.
Work
get
on
you.
you.
So one of the things we talked about on Behind the Smoke, which is something that we want to continue to talk about, is failure. A lot of people, it's easy to go. It's not easy. It's fucking hard work, but it's hard to get to a position where people see you on TV,
Yeah.
they see you on Instagram, they see you on Twitter, like, oh man, Chef David Rose, man, he's fucking killing it. Everything's so easy. And one of the things that Derek and I found talking to other people is, there's a lot of fucking dark times and tough times, and a lot of times that people tell you no, like fuck off, no, you can't do it, or no, you're not good enough. And that was one of the things that I love the most about doing Behind the Smoke. And for me, it was I got rejected from all 3 law schools in San Diego that I applied to. I
Yeah.
thought I was going to be an attorney, and it was like, they're like, no, fuck you, you're not good enough. And I'm like, well, I was able to turn that around. I was able to turn around, a failed business partnership,
Yeah.
which is how we started the old podcast. Our first 37 episodes was basically a guy telling me I was a no good piece of shit, never worked a day in my life.
Ah.
What kind of things have happened in your past in the media business specifically? Is there any special experience that you kind of changed you?
No particular incident in particular, but just a series of no's, plethoras. Like when I was going out, case in point, going out, filming my own content, people were looking at it like it's cool content, but we don't get it.
Yeah.
And that was just more so me with a lack of experience, me kind of trying to figure out my direction and my sound and my voice with media and my personality. So a lot of that, I think, is just kind of just knowing within yourself what you want to do. And if you look back in history, Albert Einstein, they thought dude was fucking crazy. One of the smartest geniuses in the world. Bill Gates. Steve Jobs.
Yep.
You know, the stuff they've created, I think that every person of significance, every person of greatness, every innovator, they've had that stubbornness, that ruggedness, that maverick spirit. We're like, you know, to hell with it. Fucking, I'm gonna do what I want to do it my way. And I think by me being so uncompromising, unwavering in what I wanted to do and the way I wanted to do it, that hurt me in the beginning. But as time progressed, I could sleep easier and I'm happier, I'm more content because I did it my way. It might have been a longer road to get there,
Right.
A lot of no's, a hell lot of no's, but I'm happy to where I'm at, where I'm comfortable with knowing what you see on TV, what you see with these different brands and partnerships and different media appearances. It's truly me, where I'm not watered down and compromising who I am, my identity. So just believe in yourself. Again, you know, not to sound corny or cheesy, but these things are real, and there's reasons why these things are reiterated over and over time again, you know, and just if you truly believe in something, you know, do it. It might not be the shortest way to do it. It might not be the easiest, but, you know, after time, you know, you'll wear down the biggest opportunities, the biggest challenges just through sheer perseverance.
I think we're seeing a shift
Yeah.
in the media nowadays where, you know, let's just say 10 years ago, everyone wanted to label you, right?
Yeah.
Like you're this, so you can't be that.
Yes.
Or what we're seeing is that people gravitate towards authenticity.
Yes.
So if CBS says, okay, you don't fit this mold.
Yeah.
Well, I don't, because it's not David Rose.
Yes.
I'm going to create my own mold.
Exactly.
I'm going to go here, and guess what? People are going to gravitate towards me because I'm authentic.
Yes.
They like it, and here I am, and that's going to have longevity.
Yes.
Now, why it's going to have longevity is because you don't have to fake anything.
No.
You don't have to go somewhere and be like, oh shit, now I got to put on this personality.
Exactly. Yeah.
I am who the fuck I am.
Yeah.
Come and see me. It doesn't matter if you see me eating dinner. This is who I am. If you see me out and about, I don't have to lie about anything.
Yeah.
I don't have to now turn a switch and say, okay, now this is who I am. I can just be this all the time. And guess what? People are going to love it.
Yeah.
If you're true to yourself, people will love it and they'll gravitate towards it. So kudos to you for doing that, because that's what people need to hear. It's
man.
guess what?
Yeah.
It's okay to be you.
Yeah.
Be it.
Exactly.
Be the best you can be.
Exactly.
And own it.
110%.
Dude, if you're gonna like motorcycles, you're gonna like to cook, you're gonna like tattoos, you're gonna like to work out, guess what? They can all coincide.
Yeah.
And it's your brand. Now it's who you are.
Exactly.
You made your own brand.
Yeah.
You don't fit into a mold because I don't fucking fit in the mold.
Yep.
I am who I am.
I don't fit in the mold.
Right.
I say fuck the mold.
Yeah.
I smash it.
Don't label me. Don't
know?
label me.
Yeah.
I am who I am.
Exactly.
So kudos to you for figuring that out early and you know, creating your own path. And
Thank you.
There's gonna be longevity in that for sure.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you very much.
How does a chef that's as busy as you are, creating content, doing sponsored deals, going to events, how do you make fitness a priority in your life?
It's just making those sacrifices, man. Just waking up, you know, super early in the morning, you know,
What time?
on the road.
What time?
Probably like, you know, 6, 7 o'clock, or like in between things during the day. I have a LA Fitness membership. Holler at me if you want to endorse LA Fitness.
Smart.
But LA Fitness, you know, membership, and they're everywhere. So, you know, whether it's early, late, you know, if I'm in a hotel, I'll go in there and I'll make something. I'll do push-ups if I got to do it. It's just making that conscious decision of how important something is to you. And I'm a firm believer when people say I don't have time, that's a cop-out for just not wanting to do something. If you want to do something, you want to pursue something, you'll make time.
Yeah.
So I make time.
That's good.
It's important.
I mean, it's not even good just for your body. It's good for your soul. It's good for.
It keeps me centered, man.
Yeah, man.
It really does.
It's I just finally got back into a love for working out. I took about 10 years off after football. It just really, every time I'd work out, it just reminded me of football, and I had to get out of my own head. Yeah. So it is what it is. But I found a new love that I realized I miss. When I don't work out, like something's missing in my day. Like whether it's the endorphins that you release or whatever, it just something isn't right. Yeah. Like I might just need to go take a jog, release some endorphins, do something, but something's got to happen because I'm a better person.
Yeah.
My wife will tell you too. Like when I work, right? Like
go to the gym.
Go to the gym.
Go do your thing. But like I have to do it, man, because there's so much stress in life, and there's so much when you can release that in a positive way.
Yes.
Man, that's a recipe for success for sure.
Yeah, get rid of that aggression, just you feel better, you feel centered, and I'm the same exact way like you. If I miss a day, I just feel off. I don't feel like myself, And
sometimes even when you don't want to do it, then you push yourself to do it,
and those are the best workouts.
Man, they're
those are the
best
workouts.
And you're done. You're like, man, boy, I just wrecked that. You feel so much better. Your attitude. Yeah. You're like, man, this is where I need to be. This is what I needed to do. You got to do it.
True story. That's a fact.
Get up and do it for sure.
That's 100%. So we're here, Big Green Egg. You're an ambassador for Big Green Egg. What kind of things? Give us a little bit of behind the scenes of what you plan on cooking on the Big Green Egg for the big crowds that are coming out. We have about 3,000 people that are going to be coming out to the track tomorrow.
Yes.
It's going to be an incredible all-you-can-eat event. We have barbecue restaurants that have been on Behind the Smoke. Andy Harris from Grand Ole Barbecue Asado, Brad Cooper from Coops, Corbin, who's an absolute incredible character. He did an Ignition remix, barbecue remix. Did you see it? Oh, fuck.
That was pretty good.
That is phenomenal. We'll put that in the show notes because it'll make your day.
I in no way endorse R. Kelly, but that was a dope remix. I like that. I enjoyed it.
But we have Sam the cooking guy that's going to come out. He's going to do a demo. Sterling Ball from Big Papa Smokers.
1 million YouTube followers.
1 million. Wow. So we've had Sam the cooking guy on twice.
Sam?
Yeah. So Sam.
We had him on Behind the Smoke twice.
Nice.
Yeah, and he's incredible. He's opened up Not Tacos, and him and his son Max. They've just been growing that YouTube content, and it's so impressive what they've been able to do. But for you, Big Green Egg, what kind of give me a recipe or something that we can give to our listeners.
Okay, well, if you guys come tomorrow, is this live?
This isn't live, but we'll put the recipe in the show notes, and we'll go ahead and give them some tips from Chef David Rose himself.
Cool. Well, since you have the recipe, this is my first annual Turf and Surf barbecue.
Your first one.
So I definitely had to do some type of turf and surf dish because you kind of have to, right?
Yeah.
So the dish I'm doing tomorrow, I'm from the tri-state area, New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, and I'm doing a Chinatown oyster Rockefeller. So I'm kind of taking, the same kind of elements you'd find in an oyster Rockefeller, but kind of giving it an Asian spin. Instead of bacon, I'm using Chinese sausage, a little sweeter because of the rice vinegar in there. Instead of the spinach, I'm using Chinese greens, a little bitter, a little sweeter. I'm using crab meat in there as well. I'm using gochujang hollandaise. I'm using also some QP mayo, nice little umami from that as well. Sriracha, and it's just the same elements you would find in the oyster Rockefeller, but kind of owning it, making it your own, taking elements of a dish, and that's why I love cooking. If you have a template and you have a good solid foundation, you could take that and then kind of put a spin on it, your own little twist. And I think with the Big Green Egg, it's just amazing where I've done pies, pizzas, cakes, pizzas as well, roast, ribs, steaks, literally everything. I like to call it the Swiss Army knife of grills, where you can literally cook anything on it, and it's great. And I think with the charbroiled oysters of the Chinatown oyster Rockefeller, it adds that nice smoke on there. So that's what I'm bringing tomorrow. So if you're here tomorrow, you can check it out, get it. Jeez. If you're not, go on the website, the social media, get the recipe, and recreate it yourself.
So where do people find you?
You can find me on the website, chefdavidrose.com, Instagram, Chef David Rose, Twitter. I don't use Twitter that much, but Chef David Rose, and also on Facebook, Chef David Rose.
That's fantastic.
Just go to the website. You can find the links to all those social media.
So if there's any companies that want to book you to have a special event, you can create special events, activation for them.
Yes, and I do that with Big Green Egg. I do that with Davidoff and Camacho, where cigars are huge in my life. So what I do with them is I take different cigars out of their portfolios. I smoke it, and I kind of break down the flavor profile, and then I create different cocktail pairings and food pairings. I
Really?
work with.
Okay, I can't fucking get a cigar to, dude. It stays with me for like fucking 4 days.
Yeah.
Like I want to be able to smoke a cigar and then not wake up the next morning and feel like I just fucking.
I'm gonna tell you right now, sir.
Mild.
Black and Miles and Phillies aren't cigars, sir. So
Okay.
it might be this kind of cigar.
Yeah,
right.
I'm joking, but I'll bring you some stellar
Man,
cigars tomorrow.
I would love to.
If anything, a lemon, a lime,
Wow.
you know, some kind of acid.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah, no,
I usually that's a trick.
I want to smoke cigars, but every time I have one, man, I'm like, I'll brush my teeth for fucking 15 times.
That's so fucking
It's
funny.
still there, still
I
lingering
got
around.
some good cigars for y'all. I'll bring them tomorrow. Have you guys check them out.
Appreciate that.
So, Derek, give us a little update on Valley Farm La Jolla.
Valley Farm La Jolla is hoping to be open by the end of the year. We are building right now. We are, I would say, about 3/4 of the way done. We got to finish up some, decorations, some flooring, get the refrigeration done. But everything's like ran, all the pipe, the electrical, mechanical is going good, and we're hoping to be serving that community here in the next couple months.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So, we're so grateful that you're out here, Chef David Rose. The fact that we would make sure to book you to get back to San Diego again, I think, is a huge testament. Because Derek and I, we don't bullshit. We're very particular.
Yeah.
The people that buy in, it's got to be a two-way street.
Yeah.
And just the way you carried yourself, at Brian's event at the Egg Fest, and having Sierra Select and Big Green Egg step up to make it so that you can come and teach tomorrow. Because so much about barbecue, so much about food, so much about life is about teaching. I mean, someone taught you, and now you're able to go back and teach, and that's one of the things that's always been important to Derek and I. And for us, it's just awesome. So we can't thank you enough. We're fired up. We're going to put everything that we talked about on the website, and we're going to have a bunch of stuff on Bet on Barbecue, Bet on BBQ on social.
Can I ask you a question, Shawn?
Absolutely.
Give us some insight on what this new podcast is going to bring.
So this new podcast, it's really exciting for me. It's kind of
And I'll come on whenever you want.
You
so.
will come on. Well. That's my biggest gift, is that I have a co-host who I've been able to do 100 episodes with, and one of the cool things is we've developed such a special relationship with so many people that have listened to the podcast, that whether they want to open up a business, whether they want to open up a restaurant. We had people that came out to Cali Comfort last night. Francie Bakes, she got together an Instagram happy hour with a bunch of people that they've competed in Spring Valley, and now they're competing here. Watching people grow and really giving back. And I think for me, one of the coolest things has always been digital marketing and digital media. We wouldn't be where we are as a restaurant if we weren't focused on what's happening on the internet. And I think, as a business owner, for my whole life, it was always location. What I know is it's digital. So no matter where you are, you have to care about digital. You have to care about these things, because when I go to a new town, I know that my wife and we're going to check Yelp before we go anywhere. We're going to check Google. We're going to go to Google Maps. And if your business doesn't show up, and you don't have sexy photos, and you don't have reviews, that's a fucking problem. That's 100%. And if your Instagram is outdated, you're just missing opportunities. And you know personally,
free advertisement. Why not take advantage of it?
Look at how much networking you've been able to do just through your social media. People hit you up on DMs about an opportunity to come to this event or that event, and
sometimes business, sometimes pleasure. We'll say that for another time.
There you go.
Slide
into the DBs.
After dark.
But we're definitely fired up, and we're going to keep talking to very restaurant specific, but a lot of things that we talked about in Behind the Smoke, which is people that are in digital media, people that are producing content, how you can really have a voice as a small business owner, and that's utilizing YouTube, utilizing Twitter, utilizing Instagram, doing things that will help you build your brand. Every village has a place that that's your eatery or that's your bar. That place needs to stay in business, and they can stay in business and also have a competitive advantage if they do a lot of the stuff that's been taught to us. So we're fired up. This is Bet on Barbecue weekend. We've got a cooks meeting. Kansas City Barbeque Society. Thank you to Arlie, to Gene, to the McIntoshes, the Alvarez, everybody, Bill, JC, Abby, the team at Valley Farm, Derek Walls, so many people. I mean, Derek and I, it's crazy. 4 years, we've come so far, and there's been times this whole weekend where we're looking around and we're like, we should be doing something. But our team is so fucking organized, and they've already thought of all these things. And, you know, it's taken, one of the biggest things for me is trying to step back and just let people thrive. Yeah. And, you know, for Derek and I, we're so hands-on that sometimes it's hard to step back. But now when we do, you look back and now we're looking over all these teams that have loaded in. You know, we've got the U.S. Foods trailer, we've got the judges tent set up, and, you know, our team is, they're shining. They're shining like they do.
That's what they do.
So, right on. Special thanks to Blue Vision Entertainment, our new videographers. We're going to put links to what they do and how they can help your business. And that's it. Till next week. Appreciate it.
Thank you guys for having me so much. I'm ready to rock and roll for my first annual, first
Boom!
of many Turf and Serve
That's what we're
barbecue.
talking about.
Fourth
Fourth
annual. Yeah. Thank you guys.
All right.